Hello, we have with us today Wesleyan's head field hockey coach, Patti Klecha-Porter, who's been at Wesleyan for over 25 years now and will be taking the Cardinals into the 2010 season with a pretty veteran crew and coming off an 8-7 record in 2009, a very credible season for the Cardinals, as two of those losses came by just 2 goals to Tufts University, a team that went on to the NCAA Final Four. Wesleyan was one of 6 teams to go 5-0 against teams outside the NESCAC and finished 3-6 in league competition. So the Cardinals have a good starting point for the 2010 campaign, Patty, and let's talk a little bit about some of the top returnees, including Morgan McCauley and Tori Redding, who were all conference players last year.
Absolutely. I think this season is going to show some great improvements over last year and continue on this winning streak. Captains Allie Lynch and Jamie Tebow and Hillary Navahan are going to do outstanding leadership. You're going to find that they're going to be able to settle the team if we're under pressure. You're going to see patience by them, and I think we're going to just dominate in the offensive end with Morgan adding to that goaling threat, and in the backfield having Tori Redding there and goaltending, I think is going to keep us pretty solid throughout the whole area of the field.
How do you think in particular the Cardinals will do against its NESCAC rivals? Again, we were 3-6 a year ago with some good wins, had that nice win at the end of the year against Conn College that allowed us to get into the NESCAC tournament and head on up to top-seeded Tufts. But is that an area that you feel needs a little more punch this year? Maybe push more for a 500 or better record against the NESCAC rivals?
Absolutely. I think you're going to see us really striving to be in the top 4 of NESCAC this year and taking off some of those games that were either overtime, 1-goal threat, and I think we're going to start off really strong against Williams. Right now we're focusing on that game to start our season and get us in the right direction.
I know that particular game was a bit of a frustration last year. The Cardinals really dominated the field of play, out shooting the Eafs by a substantial margin, yet came up short on the scoreboard. So that game will be in Middletown at 2:30 on Saturday, September 11th, the season opener for Wesleyan field hockey, and obviously it'll be a concentration. Are there any other teams in particular that we're concentrating on this year in the NESCAC play?
Yes, I think we need to really establish ourselves in the NESCAC by trying to take off one of those top 4, which is Trinity, which is Tufts, which is Williams, which is Amherst, and I think we're going to focus more on the NESCAC league than our out-of-league games.
It almost appeared last year that we just took those outside conference games in stride and had very little trouble going 5-0, as I mentioned, one of 6 teams in the NESCAC for Wesleyan with a 5-0 record against teams outside the conference. Just a very steady performance by the NESCAC teams. Interestingly, though, Williams College was 0-5 against outside competition last year, yet had a winning record in the NESCAC. So it just goes to show some teams are up for those outside opponents and others just don't know how to handle it. But obviously Wesleyan very substantial in that regard last year.
Right, I agree with you. I really feel that what we need to do is we can't play well against those NESCAC teams. We need to win.
Absolutely, and we'll be looking forward to that. Wesleyan will also have 2 webcasts this coming season. We will be featuring a game against UMass Dartmouth on a webcast. I don't recall exactly the date, but we can check on that. And then the season finale on October 29th will be going against Conn College, and perhaps some real key opportunity for the NESCAC tournament hinging on that contest, either advancing in the rankings to possibly hosting a NESCAC tournament game, something Wesleyan hasn't done for quite some time, but certainly something we'll strive for.
Right. I think you're going to see, we're not going to wait to the last game of the season to see if we're going to make tournament. We're going to be pushing for that all the way through at the start.
Excellent. Very good to look forward to. Can you mention maybe just a few other players among the returnees who you're really hinging upon, and maybe even mention a newcomer or two who you think is going to really factor into the outcomes?
Right. I think Taryn Murray, as a freshman last year, I think you're going to see her really come on strong as a sophomore. I think Ashley McLaren in the midfield was very exciting to watch last season with her speed and her ability to do a lot of one-on-one. She kept us right in the game with Bowden. Probably was a factor of getting us into the overtime on the breakaway advancement of the goal. I'm going to say we have some dynamite freshmen coming in who are going to be very well skilled. Our area that we graduated was in the defense, and we have some freshmen who are coming in looking for that opportunity to possibly play a lot this season.
That's terrific. All right, Patti, well, thank you very much for imparting those words of wisdom about the 2010 field hockey campaign just around the corner here at Wesleyan University. We appreciate your time today.
Thank you.